Buckle up, because this one might be a long one. Hello, lovely feminine friends. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm so happy that you are here today for our topic, which is how to get out of a beauty rut. Now, amidst a little bit of a girly cry session that I had earlier today, I thought that the subject would be perfect timing talking about how to get out of a beauty rut. You may find yourself in a beauty rut due to going through hard times. I've had many of those over the past couple years, or it could be a result of just feeling uninspired, lackluster, just no motivation. Whatever the reason is, you are probably going to find yourself in this circumstance in your life because we are human. We are not totally shielded from tragedy, hard times, or really just plain boredom. And so today's video is geared on the basics of how you can get yourself out of a rut, revamp your beauty routine, and really feel feminine again. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. Leave your comments down below, tips for the other girls. Hit the like button if you like more of this beauty, femininity type of content, because it helps me know what you enjoy on this channel. And also, I wanted to say, reiterating the point of, for those of you who are new here, we do, as you can tell, talk about all things femininity, living a elegant, beautiful life, and I also do consider myself a traditional wife and mother, so you will see that kind of content on homemaking, for example, sprinkled out throughout my videos. So let's jump right into the bones of the video, which is the most important point, but it's going to sound a little bit like I am momming you. I am a mom, or I'm like big sistering you. But it is the most important point, which is to take care of the basics. A lot of times, as a result of our modern society, we want quick fixes. We want cosmetic procedures, or like, tell me the type of makeup that I need to buy, the facial that I need to get, or like the injections that I need to get to make myself get out of this beauty rut and revitalize my appearance. But I'm a firm believer that it doesn't matter how much you purchase or what exactly you do to like maximize your looks. It won't make a difference if you haven't mastered the bones, the bare principle of taking care of yourself. So what does this mean? This means you need to get proper sleep. Many of you lead busy lives, you are starting in your careers, or you are students, or you are young moms, so I totally get it. My toddler, who is 1.5, doesn't even sleep the entire night. So how do you maximize your sleep? Well, I've mentioned on my channel before, knowing your sleep chronotype is a useful tool to know like the particular hours or the things that you can add to your bedroom to get better sleep. Being dedicated to at least getting into bed at a certain time. This sounds again very elementary, but you have to master this in order to present yourself in the most beautiful way. You need to take care of your health, ladies. You can make up for lost sleep in the night if you go to bed earlier. You won't even have the stamina to think about what you need to do to get yourself out of the beauty rut if you literally do not sleep enough hours in the night. Also, are you eating enough legitimate food? If you are in a rut because you are in a depressive season or just a very busy season in your life, there are actually wonderful profiles. I'll try to link a couple down below that have fast food hacks on how you can order healthier options or like lower calorie options, which often translates to healthier options of fast food. But if you do have more time, of course, you know, I'm going to tell you that cooking from scratch is the gold standard, but there are so many ideas on Pinterest of like lazy mom meals or lazy girl meals, even like girl dinner. If it's a balanced plate, feeding yourself is so important, and also not overeating. We can get into a bad habit, especially when we are stressed, of overeating. So tracking what you eat is very useful. You can do this in terms of calories or a program like Weight Watchers, knowing the amount of fuel that your body needs and starting from that point and really reevaluating. Not stress and emotional eating is so important. You can't radiate beauty outwards if you don't take care of your insides. Again, very basic knowledge, but you need to hear this if you are in a beauty rut. You need somebody holding you accountable, and that is what I'm doing today. So holding you accountable, talking about the basics. You need to get dressed every single day and you need to put on some sort of makeup. I don't care if it is just like what I've talked about in the past for busy moms, for example, or busy women. The 3 things on your face: mascara, brows, maybe lipstick. Getting out of the beauty rut starts by taking care of yourself. A lot of times, back to what we talked about in terms of the gimmicks, we are searching for a quick fix in terms of those higher beauty skills, like maximizing your beauty, when we don't even have the heels of our feet moisturized, or we haven't even flossed, or we haven't washed our hair in a couple days. There is no quick fix if you don't have the basics down. And lastly, talking about basics, are you doing things that lift your soul, that inspire your mind? Are you learning something new every week? Maybe pitching away at a book. This is why programs like 75 Hard or even 75 Soft work so well with people. It's not the program of 75 Hard that is like the trick. It is the constant setting of micro goals that you pitch away at every single day or every single week. Are you going outside? Nature is so therapeutic. I have talked about in the past the concept of elegant woman walks, which is essentially just taking yourself outside, not listening to anything, actually opening yourself up to really blurring out all that stuff in your mind that comes with living in a world of constant stimulation and destimulating yourself. Essentially, that is going to help you have a level head, and it's going to help your mental health. And so lastly, repeat it with me, big sister advice: you need to have the basics down in order to progress in getting yourself out of the beauty rut and feeling inspired and who you are again. So moving on, the next concept I want you to think of, which is the advice that I've noticed many people talk on the internet when they advocate for getting out of a rut, or like what you have to do as like the number one thing, is that you have to view your life as fun, as like a movie. And the way that you can see it in terms of your beauty is, think of it like a movie where the woman gets a makeover, or where she does a 360 and it's like a glow up. A lot of times people talk about like a post breakup. I don't know the terminology, somebody commented down below, but like when somebody did you wrong and you're really down in the dumps for like a year or several months, but then you just make this comeback, you're up on the up, essentially. You have to picture your life like a fun adventure, like a movie, like the main character, so to speak, in this journey. This is really going to give you that motivation to hit that activation energy, to inspire you, to really remind you that it is possible to be a better, more physically beautiful version of yourself. If you are a longtime subscriber to the channel, you know my history in pageants, and I'm going to make a video in the next couple weeks, which is why you should subscribe, where I'm going to be talking about how I believe every woman can be beautiful. And I have mentioned this before, a saying that my mother used to say: every woman can be beautiful by 30. You might be over the age of 30. This is not about 30. The concept was that you can work on your walk, you can work on your wardrobe, your color season, the makeup that best suits your face, and you can bring yourself to that beauty queen level. I'm a firm believer. I have even coached women in the past. It is really the backbone of my channel, and so I want you to feel inspiration. Look at this journey like a fun one. Tell your mind that you are on an adventure, and that is going to help you get out of the beauty rut. The next thing I recommend that you do to get yourself out of a beauty rut, which is what I have done, and it has helped me consistently throughout pregnancy, throughout mourning my mother, throughout other things that I've gone through in my life. I'm not going to bore you with a soliloquy of what's been happening in my life the past couple years, but lists down to brushing your teeth, washing your face at night. List everything down that is a beauty checklist. To get inspiration for this, I went on Pinterest, where you can just type in beauty checklist or beauty routine outline, and it will pop up a bunch of notes and a bunch of lists that people have decorated, for example, or even just pictures of notepads of what other people include on their beauty checklist of when they do face masks, when they take care of their toes. Like, everybody is going to have different time limits, of course, and seasons of life, but I recommend after this video is done, go on Pinterest, or you don't necessarily have to go on Pinterest, but open your phone just to notes or take an actual piece of paper and start writing down, in an ideal situation when you are not in a rut, what we accomplish every day of the week for your beauty routine. And you can make it flexible. It doesn't have to be like you specifically do this on Monday. I have left mine flexible. I do monthly beauty goals, and I keep it consistent. Like by Sunday, I want to have done, you know, shaving my legs, exfoliating. Like, I have different products. Like I said, it's going to depend on your beauty type, what your beauty needs. Maybe you need to do a deep exfoliation, or you do self tan. Whatever it is, I just know that by the end of the week, I want to have accomplished the things on my list. You get the picture. The important part is taking it out of your mind, putting it on paper, and it's going to make you feel a little bit guilty when you don't hit those goals. And a little bit of accountability is going to be so useful in helping take you out of the beauty rut. Next up, I encourage you to become a little bit more sensual. If you are married, be more intimate. If you are, even if you are married, or if you're not married, like a couple more ideas would be to take bubble baths or long showers, or stretching every single night, getting more so like into your body. I don't necessarily meditate. Some people do. I don't do yoga, but I like Pilates, a slow type of Pilates. Swimming is very helpful. Anything to get grounded back into your body is going to help you get out of a beauty rut, because it's going to connect you back to your femininity, which is very in tune with feeling. Pay particular attention to the fabrics that you're wearing when you're trying to get out of a beauty rut. Going for comfy but also flowy. I prefer dresses. This helps me get out of a beauty rut. I just like the dainty way that I look in dresses. That's a little bit of a side note, but you might have a cashmere sweater. Try to wear that a little bit more often during this time that you're trying to re-inspire yourself, because when you're in a rut, you tend not to feel very physically beautiful. You tend to be or feel run down and just not want to take care of yourself at all. But starting with paying attention to your body and the movement of your body, and even like I mentioned, if you're married, sharing that with somebody else is going to help you feel more beautiful, because that other person's going to appreciate your body. You get where I'm going with this. But you can obviously mimic like certain portions of moving your body through swimming. You get this. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to go round in circles, but it's going to add a womanly touch to your everyday. And I know that when you're in a rut, you feel unmotivated, so you might have to give yourself a little bit of a push, but it is so worth it. Lastly, you know that I'm not going to suggest a lot of overconsumption and fast-paced content on this channel. If you're familiar with my channel, I advocate for more so long-form content, YouTube, even books, podcasts, that kind of thing. And so of course I couldn't finish off with addressing the most superficial part of getting yourself out of a beauty rut, which is to seek external inspiration. Once you have all the basics down and you know you're back in tune with your body, seeking external inspiration, not for the goal of copying, but for the goal of surrounding yourself with content that is beautifying, is going to lead to more beautifying. There have been so many studies done on how surrounding yourself with beauty, incorporating some decor, flowers, art. There are so many girlies out there that I follow that go to the thrift store, and although you really have to be dedicated, they have found some amazing art pieces that they have brought in their homes, or they have DIY'd a couple things just to beautify your space. This is also going to be a preference. Again, I am more so of a minimalistic person, but surrounding yourself with beauty that is inspiring is the last piece of the puzzle that's going to help you get out of your beauty rut. But notice how I didn't say that this was the first thing that you had to do, because if you are consuming this content without doing the steps that I aforementioned, you are going to feel more so overwhelmed, not knowing where to start. You're not going to be able to see content as a tool. You're more so going to be using it as like mind-numbing entertainment. Social media is a tool, despite what it wants you to want it to be. which is a mind-numbing consumerism tool. When you go to social media, you have to go in it with a level head, having done all the steps that I mentioned before. So anyway, long form content like other YouTubers who have hair tips, or YouTubers that look similar to you sharing their makeup or even their beauty routine, or even what's in my bag. All those kinds of old videos are honestly gold when it comes to getting out of a beauty rut. Listening to somebody who has content similar to mine could also help you, fueling your inspiration to take maybe one method or just one product or something away from a creator when you are actively knowing what you are seeking in the content is not going to lead down the path of overconsumption and then overwhelm and probably just keep you in a rut. I think you understand the point that I am saying. I could go on and on about my favorite recommendations, but I think you know where I'm coming from when it comes to this concept. Everybody is going to be different, and you're going to be able to filter out the noise once you have a good base on how to take yourself out of a rut. And I want to say, lastly, taking yourself out of a rut is something that I know can sometimes feel hopeless. And we talk about beauty and improving your physical appearance on this channel, as well as exuding femininity, not just because it will improve your life, but because femininity and beauty truly is a gift to the world when it is used in the right context. And so understanding this can also be very important to serve as inspiration for you to get there. I would love to hear your thoughts on this subject down below, as there's so much that we can talk about, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.